I've had this box of Tein Coilovers sitting in the corner of my garage for more than a year, and I might be going on a little road trip pretty soon, so I want to get the suspension dialed in because the rear shocks on this car are just blown. A couple years ago I installed RSR springs, which provided a pretty decent drop for me. It's not too low, looks a lot more sporty. The springs work great, but the rear shocks are blown and the car is just bouncing around. But it's time to change all that now, so I'm gonna install those Tein Coilovers. About 37 and a half. So this starts at 31. Okay. Left rear. $37 and 3/8. So it's like 36 and 5/8 right here. $36 and 7/8. Almost 37. Also got the oil change done, so that's good. And I'm ready to go on another trip. I've been hesitating because the fuel pump went out last year and just got it fixed earlier this year. If you guys missed that video, go ahead and catch up on the MK3 Supra stuff that's been going on. But yeah, I've been driving it around after I replaced the fuel pump again, and it's been good. No problems with the big brake kit, so I think it's ready to hit the road. Kind of nervous, but I wanna give it a shot again. Maybe one last big road trip on the Supra for a little bit because of baby coming. I'm gonna be kind of prioritizing staying at home or going together as a family. And this thing doesn't have AC. Don't wanna drive the baby around in the summertime. Anyway, let's open up these coilovers and see what we're working with. Super excited to get these into the car. I just found my receipt online and realized that I ordered these at the end of 2022. I can't believe it's been that long. It just goes to show how project cars really go. Just end up with so many delays. And I was trying to get this set up before putting in the car, trying to figure out what the ride height adjustment is and how to adjust it. And the range for this is, for the fronts, it lowers the car between 0.3 to 4.5 inches. And for the rears, the range is between 0.4 to 2.6. Now I'm not sure why there's such a huge variance between like front and rear, but I'm gonna probably keep it pretty mild to start with. The RSR springs that I got in there right now, I think they're between like 1 to 1.3, 1.5, something like that. I'll probably stay within that range. One thing is, I don't know what the default setting is for these out of the box. I couldn't really find it online or in the paperwork. And then as far as adjusting it itself, like basically you're gonna loosen this lower nut here, which will allow this whole upper part to spin. So you'll spin this either left or right, depending on which way you're going. And this black area here it's gonna basically shrink as you're lowering the car, or it's gonna increase as you're raising the car. So that's pretty simple to do that. And then as far as like dampening, it's done up here on this knob here. Basically, if you turn it to the right, it's like more stiff, and if you turn to the left, it's more soft. According to the manual here, to kind of set it up, to start with, they say like to do it all the way to the right for the front, and then 7 clicks back from the right. So See, I'm not sure if that's like, I think that's, okay, there's the end. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I'm gonna do that for both sides. In the car, the fronts, I think these are the fronts, are much easier to access. The rears in the Mark III, there's like that speaker cover. You should be able to access the adjustment with just the speaker cover open, so the rest of the interior could be installed. Yeah, let's go ahead and like just get to the car, start taking it apart, and go from there. So I got this like right side all taken out, and I'm gonna do the left side, show you guys that. I did take off this centerpiece here that's like right in the middle here. As you guys can see, it kind of goes underneath that. But yeah, I'm gonna take off that piece, take off that, those little light covers. So these like side compartments just have 2 little screws. And then this taillight cover just pops right off. There are a couple like little covers that reveal screws. So one of them is right here, and one of them is right here. And I think those are it there. Let me just take those off. These little plastic things are like pretty worn out, so just be careful. Look how bad that looks. And then this like speaker cover, you can just pop this off. Just kind of be careful. Do it slowly. That off. And then there's a screw right here next to like the strut. So back here there's like a little latch for the rear seats. I found it easier to pull that off. It just pops out. It's just kind of like tricky to do it and then slides out. Oh, there's also a screw. I guess the right side didn't have a screw, but there is a screw on it, so you gotta take that off first. Golly. And then there's a screw right over here, basically right as the thing arches, and like at the end of it, there's one here facing forward. There you go. So I got that part out. I'm gonna go ahead and just start unbolting the rear struts. Probably start from the bottom. All right guys, so we're here at the right rear wheel, and it's gonna give me a chance to use my impact on an actual car part here, see how it does. So this lower bolt here, it's a 19. So it's like nut right here, and the bolt head back here. I don't think I need to remove anything else besides this down here and the upper bolts. I need like an extension or something. Alright, so minor issue, the actual, like, you guys can see here, the nut, like this sway bar link is just kind of in the way. I hate to use an extension that isn't an impact extension. That's all I got right now. I'm gonna go ahead and use it. Hopefully it doesn't break. But if it does, it's no big deal. It's just an extension. It'll just set me back a little bit, so I definitely don't want it to break. I don't think it will. All right, there you go. Perfect. One thing I've got to figure out is removing everything for the TEMS or TEMS system that comes in the Mark III Supras. I think it only comes like if you have the Sport package, or I think possibly if you have a turbo. But like the NAs, you get like the TEMS and the like LSD rear diff. So it's definitely a nice package when it came out. Drop that. So this cover, I only have 2 of the nuts on here, but it's okay because those are just the nuts that are holding the actual cover and not the struts. So I'm just taking off the, like, I guess the little motor that goes on top of it, just to make sure it's not in the way. It's an 8mm. So I should be able to just like wedge this out and it should drop out. I'm not sure, let's find out. Oh shit. There you go. It's a pretty big difference between the stock shock and the RSR spring and the Teins. Now I'm not sure if like the ride height, I think includes like this compressing a little bit. So it may not be a true like height difference. I'm not sure. I'm just gonna go ahead and like measure this. So like between the top of the strut and basically like the middle of this hole here, it's right under 20 inches. Same thing here. And over here, it's kind of hard to get an even measurement, but it's about 22.25. Now I just want to measure like the difference between this like left and right. So basically like this, so if you look at the manual, it basically calls out like the different areas to measure. So it talks about like measuring basically like this distance, which is B, I think this distance as well, like this, I'm not sure like what to actually do with those measurements, but I figure like making sure they're the same left and right would be important. So it actually is a little bit different here. This is like a hair wider right here. I'm just gonna go ahead and start like taking off the other side. and getting these installed. Now you guys know I'm all about weight reduction, so I want to go ahead and weigh the old and the new struts, see how much weight I'm losing. So I got my scale here, and I'm gonna do it on grams, but I'm actually gonna put a box on it and zero it out with the box because it's kind of tricky balancing these on here. I already tried it, so I think like putting this box right there provides a wider surface to be able to do it. Okay, so when you start off with something on top of it, it kind of zeroes it out. See if it'll balance on here though. All right, so that one is 67.37 grams. Pretty sure this is the left side. 67.38. So let's try the other side now. This one says 68.24 grams. All right, so that's those two. So these are 55.44 grams. 55.45. For that side. Other side, 55.77 grams. 55.78. All right, the front ones. $59.85 grams, and lastly $59.45. All right, so I'm not sure if you guys saw that, but that's the weight on all the struts. Looks like we're losing a ton of weight on at least the rear struts, so that's gonna be good. I'm gonna go ahead and start getting them in there and see how everything looks. Alright guys, so I got the rears in. Sorry about the noise, got the AC running. Been running all night. It's super hot here in Texas. Do not come to Texas. It sucks. I feel like I want to just put the car back together and just drive it like that, you know, without putting the fronts, but I gotta do the fronts. Alright, so I'm gonna start this front ones by just taking off these TMS things. And these are, I think, 14s. Well, drop that. I really wouldn't mind having the TEMS, but they don't make the shocks anymore, at least the fronts. When I did realize that my rear shocks were blown, I don't remember if they had them in stock, but right now they do have the rear shocks that are TEMS compatible on RHD Japan. And they might have been on there when I was deciding to get coilovers. It was probably 2022, 2023. But I didn't want to muck around with it. I just decided to get coilovers and, you know, just be done with it. I'm over here on the right front, about to start taking this off. This is pretty similar to the rears in that it has one bolt on the bottom, but there is also like a little thing that comes out, and it has a bolt that holds like the cable for the ABS. You're supposed to also like take off this upper control arm bolt here, because that's how you're gonna be able to get this strut out. So only thing that kind of sucks with this is once you loosen the nut here, like this is super long and you have to pull it out all the way out here. So that's what I'm dreading. I didn't know what I was getting into the first time when I did this. With the bolt being super long, I had to go into the plastic here, but wish me luck. Let's go ahead and get started on this. Got that off. All right, then the nut over here, I think is a 19, so just gonna take that out. This one is 69, 83, 84 grams. It's a lot easier than I anticipated. I don't know. Maybe it was just harder last time because the struts are a lot longer stock. Bolts were probably a lot tougher to get out. Alright, just having trouble with the bottom, but finally got it out. Time to pull this thing out, I guess. Alright, so, God, Liam, such a mess. This is not like final, probably. I'm gonna double check everything's tight and I'm gonna have to adjust the height most likely. So I'm just gonna toss on all 4 wheels, get it on the ground and see how it looks. Definitely still lower than stock, that's for sure. Still not sure if it's lower than what it was before with the RSRs. Feels lower, like just getting the jack out from underneath. Definitely looks like maybe it's off a little bit. I probably need to lower the rears, probably an inch at least, and the fronts probably another ½ inch. I think the rears seem high. Yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead and adjust those. But actually what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and like clean up in here because man, it is 4 in the morning. Man, working on these cars sometimes and it's just too hot. It actually feels a lot better at night, obviously, so it's like manageable. It's still kind of hot. It's still like in the 80s, and this portable AC that I have right over there, it's only set to 75 and it's just been running the whole time, most of the time. Yeah, I'm just gonna clean up. Not sure if I'm gonna adjust the height right now, just realizing how late it is. By the way, I want to tell you guys a little story. It's not a little story, just a little thing, but I had an 88 CRX. It's crazy. I had an 88 CRX, an 88 Toyota pickup, and now the 88 Supra. My CRX, I had coilovers I installed on there. I think they were coilovers, or maybe they were just, you know, stock shocks or something, but like the car was like this after I installed them, and I was like, what the heck is going on? I think they were springs. They must have been like springs or something. I was like, what the heck is going on? And I'm looking, searching online, like had no idea. Turns out the springs themselves were like on the wrong side of the car. Should have been for the front, put it on the rear, and the car was like this. Once I swapped them out, it was like perfect. It was perfect. Oh shit. I think I broke it. 6970. It's the next day. I'm gonna go ahead and adjust the height on the coilovers. I just kind of did a quick check on the right rear, and it's a little higher than it was before, so I'm gonna go at least to that, maybe a little bit more. Then hopefully I'll be able to do a test drive today. Probably 1 3/8 inches. Let's turn it. Actually, I guess I should, hold on a second, put it back where it was. I think it's gonna bring this much, so I'm gonna do like 1 inch maybe. That's a little much, let's do like 1/2 inch. So it is closing up this little gap here, which is the amount it would have reduced from this area. So hopefully it's taking off 1/2 inch, and I'm not sure if that correlates to 1/2 inch of drop directly, but we'll find out. Only thing I'm worried about too, if you guys remember, is this exhaust. Kind of right over there. So what did I say before? It was like 1 3/8 or something. So a little bit more than 7/8 right now. Let's go back down. I don't know, what do you guys think? Should I keep it at that height? It's lower than what it was when I first put the coilovers on, but pretty much the same as the RSRs. So that's probably like 1 inch or so drop from factory, I want to say. Thinking maybe like a couple more turns. I kind of like it. Kind of like it with where it's at, so let's leave it where it's at right there. And a half. The right rear, 37 3/8. Left rear before. Alright guys, I think I'm pretty satisfied with it. I'm just gonna like clean up in here, and then I might go for a little test drive in a little bit. I think it's pretty good. I don't feel like adjusting it really too much lower. Alright guys, I got everything put back together mostly. Got all the sides in here as well as the little compartments. One thing I'm leaving off is the tops of these, which reveal the struts. It's really easy to pop it on. I'm just gonna leave it off right now so I can go ahead and adjust the dials and everything. shocks is that they're super bouncy. The original ones I had, it was just super bouncy, just going through dips, going over bumps. It just bounces several times, and yeah, it just didn't feel good at all. So this so far feels pretty good. Not really gonna go too far right now. I'm just gonna kind of go around my neighborhood. And I can already tell, of course, it's not bouncy, at least not yet. A little bit of a rub. Not sure if that's a tire rub or something else. Ooh, not sure if you guys heard that. Did feel a little bit of tire rub, but I could definitely feel, like, obviously there's no like bouncing around like I would normally feel on this road here. I definitely feel a lot more confident in like the ride. Steering wheel is straight too, it's not pulling or anything. So I feel like alignment's pretty close. And I'm trying to get like some of the little bumps and dips just to really test it out. Felt it right there, like a small little dip, and it, like, I feel like maybe the tire scraped or something. It sounded like a tire scrape, but I mean it might be something else, I don't know. Gotta do it just like photographing the sunset right now. Alright guys, that's pretty much it. Gonna check it, adjust it, but I think overall it feels pretty good. The front kind of feels a little tight right here. Maybe it's just too low. Yeah, I'm not sure, maybe it's too low, maybe it's rubbing against something. I'm gonna check, maybe also just give it a little bit of time to settle. But overall, super excited that it's finally got coilovers on. And I can say goodbye to these. I'll probably put these up for sale. I think I had the springs up for sale a while back on the forums, but I never got around to taking them off. Probably get rid of these TEMS things. I'm not sure if want to go through all the trouble right now taking off like the switch and all the wiring, but I probably have to, you know, like maybe someone would want them, I don't know. Just good to get rid of them. But that's pretty much it. The car is in great shape. I'm super excited. Might take it on the road pretty soon. I'm not sure. I may not. I may just decide not to and run out of time because we got a lot of stuff going on. But I think pretty soon it's going to be ready for the road and some great adventures. So hope you guys stay tuned to check that out. I'll catch you guys in the next one.